Hey, grade 12s, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into a topic that's not only going to score you some serious marks in your final exams, but is also a skill you'll use for the rest of your life: financial documents. We're going to make sure you walk away from this feeling way more confident and totally in control of your money.
I know, right? When you first glance at a payslip or a bank statement, it can honestly feel like you're trying to read some kind of secret code. But I promise you, by the time we're done here, you'll be able to read them like a pro. We're going to break it all down, step by step, no stress.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the basics, what I like to call your financial story. Then we'll dive deep into decoding payslips and mastering bank statements. After that, we'll look at quotes, invoices, and receipts before we put it all to the test in a practice session. And finally, we'll wrap up with the most important takeaway.
All right, let's kick things off. What even are financial documents? Well, think of them as the chapters in your own personal money storybook. They tell you exactly where your cash is coming from and, more importantly, where it's all going.
So, in simple terms, any piece of paper or, a digital file these days that records a money transaction is a financial document. These are actually legal records, which is why understanding them is so important for managing your money and making sure there are no nasty surprises.
Today, we're really going to zero in on the big five. First, your payslip. That's all about your earnings. Then, your bank statement, which shows everything happening in your account. A quote gives you an idea of a cost before you buy. An invoice is the official bill you get after you've bought something. And finally, a receipt is your proof that you've actually paid that bill.
Okay, before we go any further, let's lock down these two massive words: credit and debit. Just remember this: credit is good. It's money coming in, like your salary getting paid. Debit is money going out, like when you buy data or pay for snacks. If you can get this right, you are honestly halfway there. Right. First up, the pay slip. This is the document your boss gives you every month that breaks down exactly how your pay was worked out. You can think of it as your official proof of income, which is super important if you ever want to, say, open an account or get a loan for something. Now, let's get this crystal clear because it's so important. Gross versus net income. Gross income is the big number, your total salary before anything is taken off. But the number that really matters for your budget, the money that actually lands in your bank account, is your net income. That's your take-home pay, after all the deductions. So, what kind of stuff gets taken off your gross salary? Well, these are the usual suspects here in South Africa. You've got PAE, which is just your income tax. Then there's UIF, which is a mandatory 1% contribution to the unemployment insurance fund. And then you might have things like a pension fund for retirement, medical aid for health, or maybe even union fees. Okay, guys, this right here, this is probably the most common payslip question you'll get in your exam. It's so easy to get the marks. Step 1, you start with your gross income. Step 2, you just add up all those deductions into one single number. And for step 3, you simply subtract that total from the gross. Boom, the result is your net salary. Always show these steps in your exam. Okay, so once that net salary finally hits your account, the bank statement is what takes over the story. This is the document from your bank that lists every single little thing that happened with your money over a certain period, which is usually a month.
And hey, look who's back. Our friends credit and debit. On a bank statement, a deposit, like your salary, is a credit, money coming in. A withdrawal, like taking cash from an ATM or swiping your card, is a debit, money going out. See? It's the exact same idea. Two other key things to spot are the opening and closing balance. Your opening balance is just what you started the month with. Then, after all the credits and debits, what you're left with at the end is the closing balance. And here's the cool part. The closing balance for May becomes the opening balance for June. It's a continuous cycle. It just keeps rolling over. All right, listen up. This is a massive exam tip. So many people get mixed up here, especially when the pressure is on. Just burn this into your brain. Debit equals decrease. When you see a debit on your statement, you subtract it from your balance. Seriously, don't lose easy marks on this one. Okay, so a lot of those debits on your bank statement obviously come from buying things. Let's look at the documents that create the paper trail for those purchases: quotes, invoices, and receipts. And understanding the order they appear in is the key to it all. So what's the difference, and why should you care? Well, a quote comes before you agree to buy anything. It's just an estimate telling you what something should cost. An invoice, on the other hand, comes after the job is done or you've got your stuff. It's the official formal bill that says, hey, time to pay up.
A really common exam question is to ask you to compare the final invoice to the first quote to see if you were billed correctly. Being able to read an invoice properly is a core skill. As you can see, you start at step 1, find the subtotal. That's the cost before tax. Step 2, you calculate the VAT, which is 15% here in SA. For step 3, you just add that VAT amount to the subtotal to get your final total amount due. And please, please don't forget step 4, always check the payment due date. Once you've paid, you'll get a receipt as your proof. All right, that's enough theory. Now it's time to actually put this into practice. I'm going to give you 2 classic exam-style questions. So grab a pen, paper, and your calculator, and let's see how you do. Here's your first one. Let's say your gross salary is 25,500 Rand. Your total deductions come to 12,227 Rand. The question is, what is the net salary? Okay, it's your turn. I want you to use that simple formula we just covered. Go ahead and pause this explainer right now, work out your answer, and then press play when you're ready to check it. So, how did you do? Remember, the formula is just gross minus deductions. So that's our 25,500 minus our 12,227, which gives you a net take-home salary of our 13,273. If you got that, well done. Okay, you ready for the next one? This time it's an invoice. The subtotal is R 158.78. You need to add 15% VAT. What is the final total that's due? All right, you know what to do. Remember the steps for the invoice calculation. Hit pause, calculate the VAT first, and then add it to that subtotal. Press play when you have your final answer.
And there's the solution. Step 1 is to calculate 15% of R 158.78. Your calculator probably showed you R 23.817, right? But since we're working with money, we always round to 2 decimal places. So the VAT is R 23.82. Step 2, just add that VAT to the subtotal, which gives you a final total of R 182.60. Fantastic work if you got that.
Whew, we have covered a lot of ground today, from earning money to tracking it and spending it. So let's just wrap it all up with the most important things you need to remember, not just for your exams, but for real life. Okay, here are my golden rules for the exam hall. First, before you even pick up your pen, read the whole document to understand what's going on. Second, always show you're working out. You get marks for your method, even if your final answer is wrong. Third, pay attention to the command words, like calculate, identify, or compare. And lastly, don't forget about VAT. It's almost always there unless an item is specifically 0 rated, like brown bread or milk. And that's really our final takeaway. Look, this isn't just about passing mathematical literacy. Understanding these documents is about understanding your own financial life. When you master them, you get the power to control your money, to make smart decisions, and to build a really secure future for yourself. Now go out there and absolutely ace those exams.